Hello, this is Teresa, Crafty Grams. Welcome, excuse me, welcome to the craft lair. What are we doing today? Making a mess. That's what we do. That's what I do anyway, making a mess. This is a prototype, a very messy prototype. I've had to fold and refold, and it's just all a mess right now. Anyway, I think I have it. I think I have the technique. This is an envelope, obviously. I saw it on Cathy's garden. I'll link her below. And of course, she has her the one she uses to demonstrate in the video. It's all decorated and laced and beautiful. Well, this is my one we're working off of. Yeah, so, you know, she and I are not the same, shall we say. Anyway, she has lots of beautiful ideas and makes on her channel, so check her out. So this is the idea. It's a one sheet of 12 by 12 paper folded into a multi-pocket envelope, because you have this pocket, and then you have this pocket, and possibly this pocket. However you decorate it, glue it, whatever. This one is obviously not glued. The corners are just tucked into one another, and yeah, so that was the folding and refolding part. I was trying to measure this part of it, and it took me forever and a half to figure it out. So I'm making no guarantees that this is in any way exactly any kind of measurements, but definitely not the measurements that she uses. She didn't really use any measurements either. She just sort of, you know, made suggestions of distances. And for some reason, if I folded this side in and this side in at the same measurement, this came out wonky. So it was not as easy as it looks for me to do this. It was probably very easy for the rest of, you know, normal people. I'm not normal. Never claimed to be. And I think that in her finished version, I'm pretty sure that this folded down flap left these at least partially exposed, but I couldn't make that work without the rest of it looking really bad. So this is my second attempt. My first attempt, I totally ruined the paper, and I'm really mad because it was a piece of paper I really, really liked. So anyway, let's see what kind of mess I can get into. Okay, disclaimer. Cathy used double-sided paper. Double-sided paper, for some reason, is not something I have an abundance of. So what I did was I took some sheets of 12 by 12 paper and I spray coffee dyed the backs of them. So, I mean, they're not exactly fascinating to look at, but they're not stark white. So I'm going to start with this one because I think the contrast will be easier to see on camera. So you turn the paper cattywampus, of course. Oh, and the side that you want to show the least will be on the working side. Okay, so there's no way that I can fit this big sheet of paper into my viewing area. So I'm going to move it down here, and in my case I'm using the 11-inch line on my mat right here just to line up the first measurements. Okay, so the point of the paper is on the 11-inch line of my mat with the cross line of 10 inches, just so I can keep it in frame. Okay, so then, and that is important because this first fold is measurable. So the opposite point comes in to as straight as you can get it on the 11-inch horizontal line, and then the 9-inch, I mean, that's vertical, this is horizontal. So there's an inch, basically, is what I'm trying to say. There's an inch then between these two points of the same piece of paper. Okay, so then we fold that rather sharply. Fold it rather sharply. And I do have my bone folder here to crease, to burnish those. Okay, now comes the difficult part. So I have this still lined up on the 11-inch mark. That's just what I'm using. And these edges, wait a minute, we have to flip it over again, sorry. So these edges come in, so you can see the pockets there. These edges come in, she's used 5.5 inches, but I honestly don't remember whether it was 5.5 from this point or 5.5 from this point, but I am just basically measuring to make the whole envelope. She made hers into a square. I could not get that geometry to work for me, so this is basically 6.25 inches wide, and let's see how tall it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, just short of 5 inches tall. So I could not get it square. At one point I got my original attempt at like a 7 inches wide by 5. So I mean, that, I wish I could recreate that one, because that did it. But I don't think I was measuring anything when I made that one. So what I'm going to use here is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and however much that hangs over, if it does. And then I'm using, obviously the first fold that we make, I'm using that line to make this straight against. And it's not necessarily coming out straight on the grid for me. It's just not. It may be the fact that I have warped paper because I got it wet. I don't know. But for whatever reason, tain't working. So again, I'm going to measure from here roughly 5-ish inches. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, however that comes out. Okay, so that's that. Now the next fold is this one. And I don't know how, look at that. Look at that. I don't know how far down she folded this flap. I just, you know me, I just wanted to make it, so I stopped paying attention after a certain point. So what I'm doing is I am using this sort of fold line, which is not straight. See, look at that. Look at that. Why? I don't know. So I'm trying to make this as straight as possible across here. But look at that gap. I mean, like, I don't even, where did that come from? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just doing what the paper tells me to do, what the paper allows. So it's completely wonky. I don't know. Hopefully decorating it will hide the mistakes. Like this one, I just folded until this was even, and I can't. That made too many refolds, and I don't want to do that. So here we are at this mess. And then open it back up. Open back up. And cut out these triangles that are going to add extra unnecessary bulk. So right here, I'm going to remove that crease line. And same going this way. I'm just going to fold it to the outside of the crease line, because that'll usually mean that you've got all of it out of the way of the fold. And this one, I'm just doing the same thing, even though the triangles are not the same size. And there's leaving this gap here. I can't, man, I can't. I am not an envelope making company, and I can't make it perfect. Can't do it. It's just not my wheelhouse. Okay, so then we have all the folding done. Wonky as it is. Cattywampus as it is. And then just, you know, tuck one inside the other. Doesn't matter which way. You know, I'm left-handed, so maybe my natural instinct is to do it opposite of the right-handed people, but whatever. It's just, it is there. So yeah, then this folds down, and you have this pocket here, which obviously is an option. You can just glue that down there if you wanna. And then pocket here and pocket here. And I am going to glue just from here to here, just so that when you use this pocket in the absolute front, it doesn't try to pop open. So I'm going to pull out my trusty old Petunia glue spreader here. What is this? Glue press something. I don't know. So yeah, I'm just going to try very hard to get that line in there. Sorry if I'm obscuring your view of the gluing. Oh, I think I used a word I made up there. Obscure. I hate if I blocked your view of the gluing process, but you know, I got to see what I'm doing. Okay, so, oh, mash that up. All right, there she is, the basic fold. This will be a pocket, this will be a pocket, and for me, this will also be a pocket. So, decorating ideas include lace, some other kind of trims, lace and ribbon, that's what I'm trying to think of, lace and ribbon trims along here. So let me go pull a small selection of my trims, very small selection of my trims. I'm here, I'm still with you. I'm just pulling out one of my baskets that's sort of arranged sort of sensibly. Not much in my life is sensible, but I think these ribbons being in the same place is sensible. So yeah, yeah. And then she closed it with another piece of ribbon. She made like a document style closure here and here with circle punches punched in the middle, and she did an exquisite, really beautiful fold process there. So let me see what I can find in my basket of goodies. I found this, which is very pretty. I have a lot of wide trims for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but I definitely do, and they are definitely not the best choice for projects such as this. So, I don't know. Oh darn, I may need to buy some more trims. Oh my gosh, oh no. I have this organza, which is beautiful. I have it in bone color too somewhere. But I don't know. Let's just see what that might look like. yeah, it's gonna kind of disappear. That might not be the best option. I have to look through here very gingerly because I'm great about putting pins in them to hold them shut. And then I might stick myself. I mean, it could happen. It has happened, actually. It has definitely happened. Just then. Like, just then it happened. That's a bit wide, I think. Maybe not. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know, for some reason I like it, so I'm going to get my fabric scissors and cut a couple of lengths of it. And cut another one about the same length. And we'll just see what happens. If I glue it maybe a little further inside. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. Way to go, me. But then the next thing is how do I overlap it at that point? I think I leave one long like that and then cut this one off at there. Right. Let's get them glued on. First of all, let's get them glued on. First things first. This glue stick thingy is made for fabrics, so at least for right now, I'm going for it. I may decide to argue with my sewing machine some more. And here's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to put it here, put her there where I want it to be. I probably should have done this before I applied the glue to it. And then cut here. At that angle. See if that was enough. Yeah, that's pretty good. Cut this off. Oopsie. Yeah, this is why I do most of the decorating off camera. I'm very awkward at it. But I wanted to. Today, I just wanted to. So y'all are just going to have to suffer along. You know, or fast forward. That's always an option, too. Fast forward is always there for you. Okay. I may end up, you know, ripping this whole thing apart, but so far I think it's working for me. I'm liking it. Okay, now the sides look silly. So I'm going to cut them straight with the under flap. Oops, I cut my envelope open. Well, I'm not doing a very great job of disguising the fact that these are not even, but there you go. I'm going to have a think about that. Anyway, there's that done. So put this lace away. Put my torturous pin in there to hold it together and to, you know, randomly stab myself with. That might be an option for one of the other papers. I love this. I wish this would, I hope I pulled out something that this would match. It's just so stinking cute. Right, let me put this to the side. It does take up quite a bit of my desk space. Lid back on that. Right. So. So I think, how many times can I say so? I think I'm going to put just a Velcro dot closure on this, and maybe nothing on that, because it is kind of heavy enough with the lace on it to hold itself closed as of now. So yeah, let's revisit that. Kind of wish I had glued it on top of the flap. And I'm wondering, why didn't I? Anywho. So yeah, let's maybe try this one. It's backwards. I mean, it doesn't really have much of an impact until you flip this one up. I'm going to hold off on that. And I'm going to ink a little bit. Where's my ink? Excuse my reach. I should have inked that before I glued it, but that's okay. It's all right. Every little thing is going to be all right. I'm going to grungy this up quite a bit so that it sort of peeks through the lace. And I'm going to ink here so you can see the opening of the pocket. I'm debating if I need to do any decorating here. I probably do here. let me go ahead and ink the rest of this. I should have inked earlier in the process to get all these bits properly inked. But, you know, hindsight and all that. Here's a pretty good trick for inking after the fact. Oops, sorry for the squeaky. It's one of those sounds I don't like. It reminds me of, it's like styrofoam rubbing against styrofoam. I don't like it. And I like it. That's going to bother me till I figure out a way to fix it. Okay. Almost done with this part, kids. No, maybe not okay. There. That's better. Ooh. Okay. That's that done. Right. Let's see what we have to do a little bit of decorating with. These flowers are, they are somebody. Green Witch Designs on Etsy. Green Witch Designs. Let's see. Oh, that's just lovely. It's just lovely. To make it pop a little bit and cover up the totally imperfect fussy cutting. I'm getting more on my hand than I am on the stem there. It's okay. My hands are washable. I feel like I wash my hands just as much now as I did when I was a nurse. Maybe it was part of the, you know, it's ingrained in me now. Wash your hands before you do anything and wash your hands when you're done doing something. It's just the way it is nowadays. In the very simple life of me. I think that's just really cute. I should put it on the other side so it's not right hand heavy. These are not printed on the thickest of papers. Let's just say that. Why am I getting glue globs on the... Stay there. Okay. Oh, that's super cute. What do we think? Super loud truck outside. I hope y'all can't hear it. It's like low and rumbly. I feel like it's making my heart vibrate. Hate that. Hate that noise. Hate that feeling. Oh, stop, thank goodness. That's way too big. Again, this is why I do not decorate on camera. I waffle and whiffle and completely don't make decisions well. I mean, once I've been, playing for a while, I'll get faster at it. But, this is my first foray of the day into the craft realm, besides spraying my papers with coffee. That's way too big. That's such a beautiful color. I think I will go with that. But I also think I would like a little something behind it. Just because. I mean, all the book paper scraps I have, and I can't find the one that was staring me in the face yesterday. Ugh, I'm telling you, not yesterday, the day before. I know what I mean. Listen to what I mean, not what I say. Oh, here, this'll do. I really just want a tiny crumb, not that tiny of a crumb. But you know what I mean. I just need a little tiny crumb, I feel like. Like that. I'm going to try and ink this, but it's very crumbly paper. Very, very crumbly. It's very thick paper, but it's very crumbly. How did I have it? Okay, Cindy, I hear you. I got to get some of those clear matte things. I don't go Well, I don't go shopping much at all anymore. I hate crowds. I'm not exactly agoraphobic. I just don't like crowds and people and stuff like that. So I don't go shopping much, and I definitely don't go to the dollar store much. Even though, silly enough, there's one right across the little driveway from Walmart where I do occasionally shop. I just never think to stop in there until I'm on my way out of Walmart, invariably with something cold that I gotta get home. Well, the life and times of an old person in this modern day. I feel like that's one of the only good things to come out of COVID was the order ahead and pick it up thing. Ow, that was my finger cracking. All right, that's very cute. I feel like I need something here. That'll be probably like labels and something. All right, let me gather you guys up again for a second. Take up less room. Let's see if I can find a label in my giant box of tickets and labels and stuff. Smaller one than that. You need a smaller one than that. Oh, well, that's not smaller, is it? But nope, it needs to be smaller. Let me put these fabric scissors away. Or maybe round. No, I don't want round. I don't do round very much. Ah, here's my small ones. Small, small, small. I keep meaning to put my smaller labels in something small so they don't get lost in this big box of labels. I don't know if y'all can see it. Big box of labels and tags and tickets, not tags, tickets. Like maybe that. Let me ink. Ink and think. That's a Gail Agostinelli thing. Ooh, that's quite bold. This is very, very thin paper. This is a label that I printed on label paper. I think the square one is too. Okay, let's see. Let's try this again. See what we think. I like a cluster. Excuse me. I like clusters. So I think I'm going to cluster them right there. Oh my goodness, that was my stomach. I hope y'all couldn't hear it. All right, I'm going to have to ink this, or glue this guy, because I didn't print that one. That is store-bought. Yeah. I have a love-hate relationship with label paper, sticker paper, you know what I mean? Because I love that I don't have to worry about gluing but I sometimes struggle to get the backing off. I'm sure you can all relate. All right, well, that took quite a while, but there it is. Probably not finished yet, but for now, I think it is. I'm definitely not going to dig through my ready-made ephemera and try and stuff it, because then I'd be really showing my dirty little secret of my giant ready-made ephemera. Ready to use. Ephemera, ready to use. And I'm not quite ready for that much authentic craft room messiness. Disclosure. Because it's... Every time I finish making something, I toss it in that box and it's just a mess, as you can imagine. Probably worse than you can imagine. Anyway, there's that one, and then when you go to use it, you could either clip it in to a junk journal, or let's use this as an example. It's going to be wide if you put it in that way, but it'll fit if you put it in that way. So depending on whether you're a person who doesn't mind stuff hanging out the sides of their journal, or if you do, then it can be glued in. Ooh, that is way grungy. Can be glued in or clipped in or whatever. Either way, if you glue it in like that, choose to glue it in like that, it could be a side or a top. It could also be a top loading pocket. I would not say it would be a side loading pocket, because this would be hard to get into and out of, and then whatever you put in there would have to be sort of pushed in all the way so you wouldn't be able to see it, and then this might fall out. So clip or glue. Yeah, so I like it, and guess where it's going? In my ephemera ready to use box. It's adjacent to the box right now. Oh my goodness, I'll have to remember to pick that up before my grandson comes over, because God knows what'll happen to it then. Right, do we have time for one more? I'm just going to fold one more. So let's see. I'm going to do this one, because that one might be difficult for me to try and decorate. All right, put the ink away. And I don't know if I've ever talked about, I store my ink pads upside down because somebody said that they don't dry out as quickly that way. Because, I mean, and it makes sense, because the whatever juices it has doesn't settle to the back of the pad. So it's what I do. I don't know if it makes any difference really in real life at all. But I try. Man, I try. I'm just always out here trying. So, okay. We have this piece of paper that looks like very old wallpaper. We flip it over, put it on the diagonal, line it up on the point line, the point on the vertical line. Got it right that time. Vertical line, Vernon. And then we bring the opposite corner, point, whatever, an inch below. So let's readjust this to it's on the point. The pointy point is missing, so we're just going to fluff it. And so this one an inch below, and boom, folded. Now let's put this catty corner on there. Get that line nice and sharply burnished. Okay, turn it over, and fold in. I am totally, completely winging it this time. Just gonna fold it in. Just gonna fold it in. God rest her. Just fold it in, David. If you know, you know. I didn't want to say the name of the show because it sounds very distasteful. Oh, look at that. It's still wonky. This is really making me angry. It's bringing out the Irish in me for sure. Why is that not making the same nice point on that same line? Yeah, I know. It just really does bother me, though. It's not why, but why? Maybe that's a little bit closer. I'll quit whinging now. Right. So now, it's not, but it's not. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to lose my mind. Slowly and painfully lose my mind. I'm trying to let this go. What do we think? I think it looks kind of silly to have that there. And there's not much left there to do anything with. Anyway, there's the line I chose. I chose the line in the sand, you know, in the paper, and that's where I'm going with it. Unfold it, remove these triangles. My hand's shaking. Stop shaking. Cut it too far in. Okay. Oops. Fold it up again. Let's see what we got. Right. Maybe I should fold it down to those. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm lost. Completely lost. I mean, this is me making a video on something I saw and not knowing how to make it anyway. I mean, I did. I watched the whole video all the way through this time. After I decided, that's something I want to make. I'm just going to fold this one up again just because it's out here and it's ready to be folded. Turn it over, turn it over. Maybe I should have ironed the paper. Maybe that would have made it come out better, since if the paper wasn't wonky. But you know what? Wonky is wonderful, and wonky works. Those are my new hashtags. Well, wonky works I got from, because that's what Cindy always says. Wonky works. And it does. Definitely does. Still serves a purpose. Because, hey, look at me. I am definitely wonky, and I was a nurse. I was taking care of people. Terrifying, right? Yep, I know. Let me try folding it down to here. See what... I think that's a little lower than where I usually fold it. Usually, like I make these every day of the week. Right. I think that one actually might be the closest one to even that I've made. Looky there. See? And I didn't measure a thing. I just folded. Crazy how that works, right? Let's see how wide this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 1/4. 6 1/4 by almost 5, like 4 3/4. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell yous. All right, gonna cut off these corners. This is the only time it's acceptable to cut corners, is when you're journal making. Playing with paper. You can cut the corners off of paper. Right. Okay, look at that. Booyah. Yep. It got a little bit better. Let me get the other one back from the box. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about that lace where it intersects there. But anyway, that's what we did in an hour. That is what I have accomplished in an hour. Yeah, I am not a quick crafter. It's just not the way I'm made. It's just not how I function. Anyway, I'm happy with the results. The process was a little frustrating, but hey, we got there. And wonky works. Wonky is wonderful. So, y'all have a lovely crafty day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching this one. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you very much to my newest subscribers. Very excited about that. So yeah, tune in for the next one, which will be Friday. It will be uploaded on Friday, and who knows, I might actually have something to flip through this Friday. So, hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Craft and joy, y'all. Bye.